Okay, hopefully in doing the couple of warm-up graphs, you were able to uncover the two types of parabola equations we have when we look at the parabola as a conic section. And both of them were vertex form. And one was y equals a x minus h squared plus k, where our vertex was at h comma k. And this was like our old-fashioned parabola, or if a is greater than 0, then we open up. If a is less than 0, we open down. This is an up or down, and the vertex is h comma k. Now we have some other features here. We've got our axis of symmetry at x equals k, but now we have some new things. We have a focal width, which is the distance from the parabola through that point called the focus. And here that would be a horizontal distance. And my focus, when I'm talking about being up or down, is at h comma k plus p. And then we've got our other element here, the directrix. And this vertex is in between, or the midpoint of the focus and the directrix. And here that's going to be the y-coordinate. The x-coordinate is going to, be all of the x's because it's a horizontal line, and that's y equals k minus p. And then our formula here, this a in our old-fashioned vertex form is now, it looks a little different because now we're going to isolate the squared term and replace this a with a 4p. So now our conic section looks like x minus h squared equals 4p y minus k. We still have the vertex at h comma k, but that a is now rethought as a 4p. And then that p helps us find the focus and the directrix. And that looks like the form that we have here. If I rewrote this one, I'd have x minus 0 squared equals negative 8y minus 0. So here my vertex is at 0, 0. I set 4p equal to negative 8, meaning p is negative 2. I know because the x is squared, this is an up or down opening parabola. This one is going to be opening downward because it's negative. My focal width, since it's a distance, it's the absolute value of 4p, so it's the absolute value of negative 8 or 8. My focus, again, is at my h comma k plus my p, which is a negative 2, so that's 0, negative 2. And then here my directrix is going to be in the opposite direction, so that's going to be y minus a negative 2, right? Which would be a y equals 2. And now I can sketch this. I have my directrix at y equals 2. have my vertex 2 units from the directrix at 0, 0. That means my focus then is 2 units in the other direction at 0, -2. My focal width is 8, which means I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. And now I can sketch in my parabola. Okay, the second type you should have noticed was when we had the y squared. Now this is new. So it's y minus k squared equals 4p x minus h. These parabolas open either left or right. And I think logically, if our 4p is positive, it should open right. 4p negative, it will open left. So this one here, we notice we open left because we have that -16. Our vertex is still at the h, k. We still will calculate the focal width is still the absolute value of 4p. And then we would solve for p, and that's going to give us the directrix and the focus. But this time it's going to adjust the x coordinate because I'm opening left or right. So we kind of work on this problem specifically. I have 4p equals -16. P is -4. My vertex is at 3, -2. And I'm opening to the left. So I'm going to give myself a little directional arrow there. So 1, 2, 3, -2. Here's my vertex. I'm going to be moving. If my focal width is that whole 16, that means I'm going to go 8 above and 8 below to get my other 2 points. But I think I want to go ahead and take care of this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be where my directrix is. Y equals that x coordinate plus the p. So y is, or x, I'm sorry, is equal to my x coordinate plus my p. So that's a vertical line. And then that puts my focus on the other side of my vertex. So here my focus. Again, what's going to get adjusted is my x coordinate. So I have to take 3 and then take away 4. I'm still staying at that -2. So I would be at -1, -2. And then I use that focal width of 16 to go 8 in this direction, 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm a little bit off the map here, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the other direction. To sketch my parabola. So I kind of would ask you to maybe pause the video at this point in time and try to do these 2 on your own, and then maybe do number 3 and check it, make any corrections, and then pause the video again and then try number 4, check it, and if necessary, make any corrections. Okay, so if you're checking number 3, you need to have it in the right form. The 4p has to be with the non-squared term. So we have to initially take that 2 and move it over an x to the x. So we really have 1/2 of an x equals y squared. This will get us the correct p-value so that we can get the correct focus, ordered pair, the correct focal width, and the correct equation of the directrix. And please note the scale on number 3. I have each one of the ticks being 1/8. All right, and then for number 4, everybody was where they were supposed to be. We get our vertex, we ascertain we're opening up. We've got our focal width of 6, so we go 3 to the right and 3 to the left of our focus. And then our directrix is 1.5 below at -3/2. And then, oh, I'm sorry, is worth 3/2. It should be at -1/2. That's my fault. It's got to be 1.5 away, 1.5 away. And then we connect our branches and we have our parabola.